today we're gonna be doing a bit of a different type of chat because at the end of my talk, I'm actually going to insert some clips on a DIY doing my own acrylic nails at home. Let me not say it's a complete DIY because I actually didn't really explain anything. I just kind of showed the process, like the steps of like the prep and what it looked like after I did the acrylic. I didn't actually go into like, here's how you do this, because I don't know what I'm doing, so why would I try to pretend like I do and just tell y'all what I'm doing? It just don't make sense. Plus the video would have been like 5 hours long, y'all, because it took me forever. So the chat itself though, like the talk that we're going to have is pretty much going to be centered around financing in medical school, and kind of like why I even bothered to learn how to do acrylics, or I'm learning to do acrylics. So if you're not interested in that, I'm going to go ahead and insert a timestamp below so you guys can just skip ahead and watch the process if you want. But for those of you guys who are like kind of interested in talking about medical school financing, stay tuned. So the reason why I decided to get into learning how to do acrylics is because, well, medical school is expensive and usually students come out with hella debt. Like $500,000 in debt is not unheard of for a student to accumulate in their 4 years of education. And that's something that I would like to curb or minimize as much as possible. And I have been seeing a lot more medical professional type students doing their own side businesses to support themselves. I actually get my hair braided by I want to say she's a dental student, or no, I'm lying. Ooh, she's a pharmacy student at Howard's pharmacy school, and that's, like I said, that's pretty much how she supports herself. That's how she pays for her lifestyle without having to rely on loans, and that's the goal. Like the goal is for me to do the same thing, to be able to support myself and all of my needs without having to pull out, the Fed loans, the Stafford loans, or the Sallie Mae. If I can avoid that, great. And I know for me, especially, school's gonna be expensive because, y'all, I wanna live by myself. I actually have had a very difficult time finding other like med students or just in general health students who are living alone. Usually the vlogs that I watch are about like, hey, meet my roommates and this is my living situation with my roommates, or they're like living with family or some other loved ones. And for me, if I don't get into any schools in North Carolina and I can't go live with my significant other, I'm living by myself. I'm not gonna subject myself to having a roommate because I just have not had a pleasant, I've had horrible experiences year after year after year after year after year with roommates. And at this point, it's me. I'm picky, I'm particular. I have a certain way of talking to people and people talking to me, and the way that I like the house clean and the way that I like to interact and flow. Like, I have my own vibe going on, and it just usually doesn't mesh with other people's, and that's okay. So I have been fortunate enough to be able to supply my own apartment and live on my own. And like I said, I've been in living situations living with my significant other, and that's the only acceptable environments for me now, right? It's option 1 and option 2. There is no option 3. So I think when I did the quick math, I would need like $30,000 a year in refund money in order to support myself monthly the way that I do now. And y'all, that's a huge loan to be able to cover all of my necessary expenses, like for school, so like tuition and fees, plus the refund money of $30,000 kicked back to me. That loan is, like I said, that loan is astronomical. Like that loan probably bigger than like Jeff Bezos' fortune. Like
the ghetto.
I don't even want to speak that into my existence. Okay, so I just thought, all right, well, let me figure out what type of side business, or like, I don't want to call it a side business because people do this like professionally, like full time, and I don't want to disrespect anybody who does that, but I don't have any other word to call it other than like a side business in order for me to finance myself through school. I thought that maybe I would do hair because I was doing that for a while at the beginning of the pandemic last year, and I pretty much have always done hair like all my life because my family used me as free labor. Like seriously, I was doing locks on my stoop at the age of like 6. So I was doing that for a while, and then I realized Number one, I simply don't have enough space to be doing hair like I would want. Like washing people's hair in my kitchen sink is just ghetto, all right? Like I know people neck be hurting. Like I know that they was probably on the sink like this, just upset. So I kind of pulled away from wanting to do hair for that reason, as well as not having enough practice, period. Because like natural hair is kind of, let me not say fickle, but like natural hair is fragile locks or open afro. You really don't need to get your hair done that often. I want to say that I do my own hair about once a month. So I wasn't really having that like influx of clientele to, you know, get better, practice new techniques, try new styles. Like it just wasn't enough hands-on time with the craft. So, and then I also was into making wigs at one point. Hair is expensive, so that was kind of another thing in terms of not getting the practice, not being able to actually do the craft outside of having clientele. And I feel like that's just not a good balance. I wanted to pick something that I could be practicing at home in the comfort of my own space, and then be able to take those skills and transfer them onto clients. I don't want to be practicing on my clients. You know what I'm saying? And like, I know that maybe that's like semi-unrealistic perhaps, but again, like knowing how much of a perfectionist that I can be, like I legitimately have anxiety, y'all. I'm not saying that to be funny, like I have anxiety, like diagnosed. I just really couldn't imagine myself like trying to do hair or something like that, or some other side business, and not having that practice on myself or trying it out for myself first, because I would be mortified if I did this set on a client, y'all. Like I would be mortified. So this is this is perfect, because like obviously like this is on me. Like I can fumble and error as much as I want on myself, get better at it, and then once I'm comfortable, once I feel like I have all the technique down as much as I can, I would then take on people and again feel comfortable doing acrylics on them. So that's kind of how I chose to do this business. And in general, like I just like nails. I like having my nails done. I like keeping myself up. So this is just something that I felt like I could be passionate about, at least to the extent that my time would allow, obviously, since I would be a full-time student first. And yeah, I really am going to take this seriously. I'm definitely going to be trying to track my journey every month, or however long I need to replace the acrylic. I went all out. I bought all the supplies that I needed. I mean, like I said, like I'm in it to really try to get good at this and to finance my future money. So enough of all that, enough of my jabbering. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what to expect next on my channel, I am going to be talking about the Casper exam, the duet, the snapshot, that whole platform, and just how much I hated it. I'm also going to be talking about my secondary essays, just giving you guys an update of where I am in my cycle and my reflection on the essays, and just in general this portion of the process, as well as what I'm going to be doing for interview prep. And then I think maybe I'll probably make some fun videos, some like internship horror story type videos in the meantime, and then probably some more like lifestyle vlogs mixed in there, because y'all, your girl has been into fashion, and I have been getting my outfits, my clothes together, y'all. Like I'm about to be calling myself the DIY diva, all right? Because I have been going off, and I really want to show it to you guys. So anywho, enough of that. Like I said, let me go ahead and show you guys the process. Please feel free to comment down below with any tips, comments, whatever, and make sure to like, share, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Deuces. Okay guys, so right here I'm just showing you guys how I prepped my natural nails. Look how neat they are. Here I am showing you guys how I shaped my nails. I decided to do 2 stiletto and the rest square. This is after my acrylic application. Y'all, they were so lumpy and crusty, y'all. This was so difficult to do. Okay guys, and this is the final look. Please excuse the nasty dust on my hand. I feel like this isn't, oh, come on, focus, there we go. I feel like this isn't half bad, considering that like I did this on myself, and like I have no idea what I'm doing. definitely need some practice with bead application. So if anybody has any tips or advice on like how to get better with that, please let me know. But yeah, I'm just excited to see how better I can do month after month.